To a man that ain't writing back, Geno Smith gets his starting job after Russell Wilson's traded away for 2 1s and a whole load of players. Drew Lock was the projected starter, gets COVID. Geno Smith comes out. He defeats the former QB1 week 1, and they go on honestly a shocking season to say the least. 9 wins, a playoff appearance. They actually held a lead in the playoff game as well. 4-2 in the division. Man, there's a lot of upside here, and they just finished up all the picks too with the Russell Wilson trade as well. Let's also share this too. These throwback uniforms, I don't think it gets much better than this. I really don't.
I feel the same emotions as Geno Smith feels in that picture looking at that. That is one happy looking dude. I love those jerseys. I really do.
God, I love give me 20. Screw it. I want 20. That's all I want.
Those are good. I feel like those need to be the main jerseys, dude. Like those look solid.
There's also a couple like Easter eggs on the jersey too. On the inside of like the back collar, they have the old stadium on there too. It's like a little picture like inside the jersey.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I mean, if I'm a Seattle fan, I'm hammering the buy option on this jersey like immediately. This is
all 53 players. Screw it. You want to have them in?
Yeah, there you go. Players. Yes. No, it is. It really does look good. And you know what? We have a lot of blue teams in this league, I feel like, but this looks
no, the green on like the shoulder pads. God,
it does look good. Yeah, it's not like highlighter green thing with the weird.
Oh, those are awful.
Yeah, right. Like it's not. This is a great color scheme, dude, and that blue is good. It looks appealing to just look at. You know. Yeah, it's a good jersey. This is up there.
Let's head back into the team here. Let's look at the offense here, and the offense only gets better from a year ago where, Noah Fant, Will Dissly at tight end, you got your DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett at receiver. They go out and draft Jackson Smith-Njigba, who is probably the best receiver in the draft. They only get better at receiver. The offensive line only gets better, where they hit home runs with Abraham Lucas and Charles Cross last year. And then also running backs, too. They take Kenneth Walker. They draft Zach Charbonnet out of UCLA. They get 2 super young and youthful running backs.
I love what they did in this offseason.
I think they can only this team can only get better, and it's honestly exciting to see.
Like they could not have picked a more perfect scheme and skill pick than Smith-Njigba.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, those 3 I would take over quite a few in the league.
Yeah.
Plus you have Charbonnet, who's a great, like, whatever you want to call
didn't he have the most yards for like a running back in FBS or something on average, or was that probably like Pac-12?
We only played in the Pac-12 like 1 year,
or whatever conference they're in now.
Because he was Michigan for a while, and then he went to UCLA.
I was talking to Jake about this last night, about this team. The way I see it is you're in a spot. And we've had this combo of DK and Lockett especially has been on this team for a while, right? This has been 2 receivers or a duo that's been on this team for a while. At some point, one of these 2 are going to take a step back during a season, right? You 100% can afford for one of these dudes to take a step back and be a receiver 3 on this team, and that would be the best receiver 3 in the league. And like this is perfectly set up for something like that. I mean, this is the perfect time to have this receiver drafted to this team. You have a Kenneth Walker who is now here for the full season starting day 1, who can only, I mean, the sky's the limit for him. 100%.
Behind another year in offensive line.
Yeah. I mean, this is like borderline scary, I think, for other teams.
I think it ultimately relies on Geno Smith. If last year wasn't a fluke and he ain't writing back, still, he wants to just keep on elevating his game. He wants to rub it in, the Jets, the Giants, the Chargers. Can't really blame him with the Chargers. They have Phillip Rivers, but he gets this ultimate chance to now be the starter finally after years of being a laughable joke. He now gets to go out and just ball, and he showed that last year, Pro Bowl quarterback. I think it relies on the shoulders of Geno Smith again this year.
With what we'll get into with the defense, they will go absolutely as far as Geno Smith takes them. They have the sky's the limit as far as he can take them.
100%. 100. That's the perfect way to put it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And historically on this podcast, when we say things like that, it's usually pretty true. Like they end up as long as that guy does their job, the team does well.
Yeah.
Ends up further than you most
This
people
is
expect.
such a well-built offense right now. Like everything lines up.
And Geno Smith has the most passing yards in Seattle history for a single season. So,
yeah, but is
danger
that
later, Russ?
Per game though? Because there's the whole another game to it.
That's true.
Like I don't.
That's a valid point.
I don't do season records anymore because they're irrelevant now.
Though even for him to be up there is still pretty substantial, though.
Yeah. But season records they don't mean anything anymore just because of.
It's kind of true. Yeah.
The extra game.
And Seattle opens up their fifth overall pick, and they just hit a home run. Devon Witherspoon out of Illinois.
But beside that, Derek Hall is the one I like.
Derek Hall, another home run pick.
Home run.
They signed Julian Love from the Giants, so now they got 3 safeties.
So can I make a statement right now?
Sure, the floor is yours.
This defense reminds me of the Legion of Boom. Like that secondary is nuts. Can we just appreciate that? Plus the front 7 that they have working with the Derek Hall and what they have building.
Jordan Brooks,
like
Bobby Wagner.
Teams realize really fast.
Bobby Wagner now?
Yeah, they re-signed him because the Rams cut him at 1 year into his 5-year deal.
Nice.
Like teams recognize really early that Tyreek Woolen was a problem and you can't throw at him.
Is it Reek now? Is that what is going on here?
What is going on here?
I don't know.
Did he change his name? Like, did he just because I that was the first thing I saw on here, and I'm like, what did I miss?
I'm not here. Listen, whatever. Okay, as long as he doesn't change his name to Chosen Woolen, okay, like I'll be completely okay with that. Okay, he wants to change his name to something shorter that is his name. Fine, so be it. But
you could keep going, Jake.
All right, so then they're gonna throw at Devin Witherspoon a lot starting this season, just because right now it's the only place to go, and if he does even remotely well, there's nowhere to go. Nowhere. It's Kobe Bryant's good. Tyreek Woolen's good. Devin Witherspoon is expected to be really good. And even if Jamal Adams is healthy or not, it's Quandre Diggs and Julian Love. So where are you going through the air? We say it's a quarterback league. Where's the quarterback going?
To the ground.
With Derek Hall.
Going back to the bench because they're going 3 and out. Like, that's what's going to happen.
Getting coverage sacked. When did they get Devin Bush?
They signed him in the offseason. So their additions are Mario Edwards Jr., Draymond Jones, Jaron Reed, Devin Bush, Bobby Wagner, Julian Love. But they did end up losing LJ Collier, Poona Ford, Shelby Harris, Quentin Jefferson, Al Woods.
I don't even care.
And
this
Boye
team
Mafe
is
too.
sick, though.
This team's sick.
Devin Bush. I didn't even notice that.
I wish Colton was on and he could give us some actual insight as to if maybe Devin Bush can be good. Because ever since the Steelers lost Ryan Shazier, they kind of just been like in linebacker hell. That's just they draft linebackers and it's just
like
they never perform.
Was like baptized in this league in that Tom Brady game, like when his first game into the league and he got like absolutely exposed by Brady. which, I mean, that sucks as a rookie linebacker being put in that position. But I don't know. That's just what I remember. Also, all the sports sites, Yahoo Sports, Fox, NBC Sports, and the Seattle Seahawks website themselves all list him as just Reek. So I don't know. It's not a name change, though. It's like a nickname, but they all list him. All the sports websites and stuff list him as just Reek. So I don't know. I guess that's a thing now. We might have to start just saying Reek Woolen. So
We got to start recognizing greatness here.
yeah, I guess that's it. You know,
Well, when you play like that, you can
Yeah.
call yourself whatever you want.
100%.
I want to go back to the first slide here, okay? They went 9-8 in a season where it was supposed to be Pete Carroll's going out party. He's not going to come back. You know, he's just trying to figure out what the Seahawks could do for this past draft. But 9-8, 4-2.
Okay,
And now the
but let me ask you
schedule.
this real fast before we even talk about the schedule. Last season, did they feel like a 9-8 team to you? Because I thought, actually, I expected at least a 10-win season when I went to go grab that for the slide. I did not think of them as a 9-8 team.
I think they started the first couple of weeks slow
Maybe
because
that's why.
Kenneth Walker didn't come in until like
Week
6,
4 or
7.
5. Yeah, Rashad Penny went down, I think. But to me, they didn't. They definitely felt better than a 9-8 team.
Because they ended the season so hot.
So strong. Yeah. But okay, you can continue. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to count how many games they can win, and I'm in double digits right now. I really think this team could win double digits. I think they go 4-0 before the bye. I really think so.
Oh, that's a crappy bye week.
Okay, Cincinnati. Listen. They get off the bye week. I think Cincinnati beats them. Arizona. I think it's going to be the highest score. They're going to score the most points in NFL history in a single game. Okay, I really think so. Cleveland, Baltimore, Washington. Yeah, they're winning. Rams.
This is
They're
such
winning.
a beautiful schedule for them. Like, this is so nice. Look at their last 3 weeks in this league: Tennessee, Pittsburgh, Arizona. If you were worried about playoffs at week 15, I feel like you could just walk yourselves right in the playoffs at that point.
I have the Seahawks as a 12-win team this year. I think
I don't hate that at all.
they split with the I think they split with the Niners. I think we get a nice throwback to 2012, 2013 49ers and Seahawks where it's just 50-50 in those matchups. We can enjoy. We just sit down and it's just like that is a matchup you want to see. And
so, Will, I had them splitting with the Niners, and I think I counted 14 wins.
Yeah, I was up around there, 13 to 14 wins. I mean, but that's like, potentially 13 or 14 wins for me, not like guaranteed.
And that's with them. I have them beating us.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Holy. I mean,
the Eagles do have to play them in Seattle, and the Eagles do have a tough point playing in Seattle.
We do not play well in Seattle at all. Plus,
all right, so I'll crank that up to 13 wins.
This is like an 11 to 13, potentially, if it all goes really well, 14-win season. I mean, this is like sky's the limit. Jake said it. I mean, it's the truth. Sky is the limit for this team right now. This is such a well-built team.
Yeah, like I did it off the assumption of we get last year's Geno.
Yeah,
that's a 14-win team.
I think so.
Do you think that they can dethrone the Niners as the best team in the West?
Yes.
I think maybe.
Yes.
If they're ever going to do it, it's now. Like, if they're ever going to do it, it's going to be this season.
Because here's the thing. You want to just have this conversation roll right into the Niners?
Yeah, maybe you want to just...
Because what I was thinking is they don't have to... They can stack the box at all times. They can just play outside coverage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they can sell out for the run game all they want and have the quarterback try to beat them.
Did they split with them last year, Will? Do you know?
An early win on them.
I feel like they did, right?
Nah, because No, Geno Smith came in, and then Geno Smith crapped the bed week 2 when they played the Niners.
Okay.
I don't know. They didn't. No, they got swept by the Niners because Brock Purdy came in and just lit it up.
Because it was
but-
Yeah. Okay.
I want to just ask the one question too. What will make this season successful for the Seattle Seahawks?
It goes as
Deep playoff run.
Yeah, deep playoff run. Yeah, maybe. Nah, I think a successful. Well, I mean, it just
win the division.
Yeah, be exciting. Win the division.
Beat home field advantage. I feel like if they're that.
Well, that's a crowning success.
Yeah, but if like
well,
I'm saying,
I mean, no one wants everyone said it. Like, oh, you don't want to go to Seattle and play in Seattle.
Well, yeah.
If they have a double-digit season, it's not like I'm not going to call this an unsuccessful season. You know.
Well, I say if they Geno Smith builds off of what he has. He threw, I think, 29 touchdowns last year. Maybe he throws in the 30s
together, like it is on paper. First of all, it's not like there's anyone on this team where it's like, oh man, they have a window and it's we're creeping up on the end of this window. No, I feel like you're just opening this window. I mean, Kenneth Walker, first full season, receivers are still loaded, and I don't think that's ending soon. And
they're paid. You don't have to worry about re-signing a receiver. You don't have to worry about re-signing a running back. Geno
Smith's
under contract.
Young guys on defense set in there. I mean, the only one with a window on this team is maybe Bobby Wagner, and that's it. Like, this team is really loaded.
Only two big problems I see with this season for them is if Geno Smith was a 1 year.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's a super early bye week.
Yeah, that's a very true
point. That is
point.
a super early bye week.
I hate that bye week. That sucks.
The best bye weeks are between, 8 and 10, 8 and 11.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're just too late in the year and you're already too hurt.
Yeah. 5 is nuts.
Like if they're going to go from week 5 to a, NFC Championship game, Super Bowl, like that's a long stretch of games where you're playing.
What makes this bye week better is the last 3 games of the season, at least. You're not fighting up until week 18. You're probably, that's not a bad last 3 weeks.
You could probably rest guys the last week.
Yeah, maybe potentially. Well,
it doesn't. It might not matter about where you are.
Yeah, exactly. But at least the last 3 weeks are a break from, they don't have to play like San Fran in the last 2 weeks. But the fact they do have to play San Fran 3 weeks, like 1 week Dallas, then next week sucks.
They play that's a very tough 17 days for them.
Yeah. Right? That's nuts.
Well, yeah, you have the home game on a Thursday versus San Francisco.
Think of that.
Then you have to go on the road to Dallas, on the road to San Fran, and then you're immediately coming home and getting the reigning NFC champions.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a Thanksgiving day too. The 23rd, I think, is Thanksgiving. So at least you get a fair week because Dallas also plays on Thanksgiving. Yeah. So you get a fair 7 days off.
Yeah,
and then you get 10 days off to really rest against the Niners.
Travel to Dallas and then travel.
But it's with travel.
Yeah. Yeah.